short.
Yes.
Because 10 o'clock I have to start this African mission.
Yeah.
This Bhagavatam reading challenge.
Yeah. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, we thank you all for being here. Today, we are blessed once again. We have His Grace Ishwara Prabhu, who will be speaking to us from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Like Prabhuji was sharing with us offline, he has another engagement, so we may not be able to stay too long with him today, but we'll see. We'll see how far we can go. So, without further ado, Prabhu, we may put the verse on the screen and then you may start speaking. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Gurave Gurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tabhaktaya Namo Namah Jnana Trimandasya Jnanam Jnanam Salakaya Chapta Sumita Ye Natasmai Sri Gurave Namah Narayana Namaskritya Narayana Narotamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Dirayet Nasapa Yushabadri Sunitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavata Tamas Loke Bhakti Bhavati Nastike Vedera Mane Chava Purane Bharati Tata Ado Adia Chamade Chanis Arisavata Gayati Mukam Gautiba Chalam Pangulang Gati Gri Yakripata Hambande Sri Guru Dinatari Paramananda Madhava Dharma Prajita Katavota Parambo Nimasam Satan Vedam Bastavam Matabastu Shodan Tapataya Mulana Shima Bhagavate Mahamani Kitanki Vai Para Ishvara Sadhya Vidya Bharati Chakritivita Kishanam Nigamaka Patalu Garitan Falam Sukamukandra Samitan Pibatam Bhagavatam Samlaya Muhura Rasikamu Babukai Atoyan Sutana Bharata Binimaya Gayati Basaru Pushavita Paribimita Sababiditya Sanam Saram Saram Paribrimita Sabidanta Sarami Ti Bhagavatam Rishyati Tarasamita Shati Tajamayata Sarakish Pati Kochi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nadanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Nama Vasudeva Sutandeva Kansa Chandra Madana Devaki Paramananda Krishna Vande Jagaguru Namamo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vindu Samiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachayani Nibise Sashinivadi Pashna Panchakapa Trubhyascha Kripa Srindivi Vacha Patitana Pavana Vibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I thank everyone for being here this evening for this our Hare Krishna Africa platform. Platform was basically set up for the dissemination of transcendental knowledge in the form of regular Bhagavatam classes. And it's been going on very well. I think it has become popular also, because sometimes you can see some of these editions, you can see them on the Dandabat. I've seen quite a bit on Dandabat, so which means the lectures here, they also posted on the Dandabat, which is ISKCON official platform that goes all over the world. So which means the program is recognized by the ISKCON society in general. And of course, there's been a lot of cross sections of devotees who have been speaking. So it's so people can take advantage of this opportunity, whereby they can hear from these various sections of many devotees who are speaking on this platform, this ISKCON African platform. And of course, now some of you may notice that maybe I'm still a little bit, I think I'm looking a little bit weak or tired, let's say, because for the last 3 days or so, we have been having Radhastami celebrations. And I was in Delhi at one of our temple, which is actually basically a very huge temple, just inaugurated a few months ago. So I was there as one of the guests for the Radhastami. So which means I've been giving a lot of lectures every day. As a matter of fact, I just came back to Vrindavan. Because I was coming from Delhi to Vrindavan to make sure that I'm present here for this class tonight. So I just arrived about 45 minutes ago from Delhi, which is like more than 3 hours of driving. So hopefully tonight I'll be able to say something about this this narration that is going on, this discussion that's going on between Uddhava and Vidura. So Uddhava, he has been remembering various pastimes of Lord Krishna. Remembering various pastimes of Lord Krishna. And so this remembrance, what he can remember vividly, which corresponds to what he can actually visualize. So is relating this to Vidura, who had met him when Vidura was on a pilgrimage, traveling places. So I just read the verse first, then I do my commentary. Kumare indasayam chestam prekshaneyam rajokasam rodamiva asam mukta balasimha balokanaha. Yes. Kumarim, just suitable to childhood, dasayan, while showing chestan activities, prekshaniyam, worthy to be seen, brajavokasam, by the inhabitants of the land of Vrindavan. Rodam, crying, Eva, just like Hassan, laughing, Mugda, struck with wonder, Balasimha, lion cub, Avalokanaha, looking like that. Translation of Papa by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When the Lord displayed his activities just suitable for childhood, he was visible only to the residents of Vrindavan. Sometimes he would cry and sometimes laugh, just like a child. And while so doing, he will appear like a lion cub. Purpose. If anyone wants to enjoy the childhood pastimes of the Lord, then he has to follow the footsteps of the residents of Vrindavan, Braja like Nanda, Upananda, and other parental inhabitants. A child may insist on having something and cry like anything to get it. disturbing the whole neighborhood. And then immediately after achieving the desired thing, he laughs. Such crying and laughing is enjoyable to the parents and elderly members of the family. So the Lord will simultaneously cry and laugh in this way and merge his devotees' parents in the humor of transcendental pleasure. These incidents are enjoyable only by the residents of Vrindavan like Nanda Maharaj, and not by the impersonalist worshippers of Brahman or Paramatma. Sometimes, when attacked in the forest by demons, Krishna will appear struck with wonder, but he looked on them like the cub of a lion and killed them. His childhood companions will also be struck with wonder. And when they came back home, they will narrate the story to their parents. And everyone will appreciate the qualities of dear Krishna. Child Krishna did not belong only to his parents, Nanda and Yashoda. He was the son of all the elderly inhabitants of Vrindavan and the friend of all contemporary boys and girls. Everyone loved Krishna. The light gone off. Everyone loved Krishna. He was the life and soul of everyone, including the animals, the cows, and the calves. So this is very nice commentary. It's just the verse again, Kumarin. Dasayan just Pikshaniyan Bajokasam. Rudamiva Sam Mugda Balasinga Balokana. The Lord Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is a supreme being. And once in a day of Brahma, he makes his appearance. And why does he make his appearance? It's mentioned, just like we read in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 7, whereby Lord Krishna said, Yada 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 Mashiach Glani Bhavati Bharata. Abhyutana Madama Mashiach Tadat Mahanshi Jamyaha. And then the next verse is Paritnaya Sadhuna Vinasa Chaduskritan Dharma Samstapana Chaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. Now, he said Paritnaya Sadhuna Vinasaya Chaduskritan. So this verse basically points out the reason for the Lord's incarnation in the material world. Why does he come here in this world? Why doesn't he just stay in the spiritual world? Where there's no problem, nobody will ever challenge the authority of Krishna. So why can't he just stay there? Why does he have to come to the material world? So it's specifically mentioned here, Paritnaya Sadhuna. The Lord comes for the protection of his devotees. So if the Lord say he comes for the protection of his devotees, and at the same time he told Arjuna to make a declaration. Make a declaration, told everyone, Kontaya Patijani Name Bhakti Pranashiti, that my devotee will never perish. This is what Krishna told Arjuna to broadcast, that my devotee will never perish. So now, Krishna is telling Arjuna to make this broadcast. For he already said that his devotee will never perish. That Okay, he said earlier that he comes to protect the devotees when they are being harassed by the demoniac forces. Now he's saying here now, his devotees never perish. So what's the real reason for this appearance? What is the meaning for this appearance? What is the meaning of the Lord's coming? Because he already said that his devotee will never perish. Telling Arjun that make a declaration, tell everyone that my devotee will never perish. Because why did the Lord tell Arjun to make the declaration? He could have made it himself. He could have just declared himself. But instead, the Lord made Arjun to make the declaration. Why the Lord did that? Because the Lord is always very affectionate to his devotees. He's always the well-wisher of his devotees. And we will always follow his devotee. So which means if a devotee make a promise, the Lord will abide by that. And the Lord will protect such promise of his devotees, that promise come to pass. So the Lord will do that. Telling Arjuna that you make a declaration, my devotee will never perish. So that is there, but at the same time, the Lord said that he separate me, Yasaduna, my devotee. Whenever my devotee is being harassed, I come. Yeah. I come once in a day of Brahma, I come. And when I come, once in a day of Brahma, what happened? The Lord revealed his pastimes. He revealed his pastime, which is very, very sweet. Lila Madhuyan, Padanam Madhuran, Lila Madhuran, Rupa Madhuran, Aksha Madhuram. Madhuram means sweet, something very, very sweet. So, and Acharya sung this song that everything about Krishna is sweet. His pastime is always very sweet. His form is very sweet. So the Lord performed his pastimes specifically for the happiness of his devotees. Because his devotees, they're always feeling intense separation from the Lord. They always feeling intense separation, like just like my Prabhu said in the Shastaka, that Yuga Itan Nimi Sena, Chakshan Pravisa Itan, Sunya Itan Jagat Saban Govinda Vira Enami. That my dear Lord, feeling your separation, I feel like a moment to be like 12 years or more. A moment of separation from Krishna is considered to be like 12 years, correspond to the 12 years. So which means the agony that devotees are experiencing when they don't perceive the presence of the Lord, and this agony is so much, they always relentlessly lamenting that the Lord is not present. They miss is to see his lila. They miss his beautiful pastime, his beautiful form, his beautiful lila of playing flute. So when they feel so much absence of that, so they lament, they cry. They cry that, oh, Krishna, where are you? Where are you? They lament for it. Dear Krishna, where are you? Show yourself to me. Show yourself. And the devotees, in this height of separation, they be crying, so much tears be coming from our eyes, crying and crying and crying and crying. In this verse, he said, Rodamiva asam mugda balasingha balokana. Roda means to cry, to shed tears from the eyes. Roda. And there was that Bala Simba Valu Okana, just like now. This is very a comparison of a lion cub. So the Lord, the devotee feeling this separation, this much of separation from the Lord, because they feel the Lord's absence, and therefore the Lord also is because he cannot really tolerate the unhappiness of his devotees. That's how affectionate the Lord is. That's how very merciful he is. He cannot tolerate the agony that his devotees are feeling. He cannot tolerate it. And that is why he manifests himself. That is why he comes. This protection of devotees, Paritna Yasaduna, is actually to relieve the devotees of their intense agony, their intense feeling of separation, which they always feeling when the Lord is not there, the intense agony. So the Lord comes, and then it manifests different leelas and different ages, which he displayed. And these ages which the Lord displayed, there's just no comparison to it. There's no word that can compare it. Just like we are devotees whose wife have become pregnant, even though they tried for a long time, but somehow the wife become pregnant. Now you can just imagine the amount of happiness that the man will have. The fact that his wife got pregnant and he has been unable to have an issue, to have a child. So when he heard that he's going to be a father, it was such a big occasion for Nanda Maharaj. It was such a big occasion. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So that is Pratnaya Sadhuna, that this protection of the devotees. That protection is the fact that yes, the Lord display pastimes. He manifests himself before them, and the devotees, they get relief of their agony. They get relief. They are not bothered by the demons who become prevalent on the planet. Because why do I say that devotees are not bothered by the demoniac forces that on the planet? Because what happened is that the devotees themselves, they actually have power to neutralize the demons. The Lord does not have to come himself to kill the demons. He doesn't have to come. But the Lord comes and performs his lila. Lila means playful activities. It means playful activities. So the Lord performs his lila, which is playful activities. And this lila, it simply inundates the devotees. Inundate them in the ocean of happiness, in the ocean of bliss. They get inundated by the ocean of happiness. So the last pastime is meant for this only, that's all. So that the Lord devotee can say, oh, and then they can have their remembrance. It's called Lila Smaranam. They can have the remembrance of the pastimes of the Lord, the pastimes and the activities of the Lord. They can have this remembrance. Whereby they remember within their heightened meditation. They can remember the pastimes of Vrindavan, the pastime of Dwarka, of Mathura, of Kurukshetra, and the battlefield. They can remember all these pastimes. And when they remember these pastimes, what happened? Because these pastimes, they are not ordinary activities. They are not activities of the material world. So devotees, by their remembrance of this pastime, they get tremendous happiness. They get tremendous bliss just through this remembrance of the Lord's activities. So much happiness they get. So therefore, to mitigate the unhappiness of the devotees, Pratana Yasaduna, to mitigate their unhappiness, so the Lord comes. He comes and performs his leela. So we are reading here of how the Lord is display activities, the leela, especially childhood activities. This childhood activity is the most favorite of the devotees' activities, where the Lord was like a child. The Lord was a child. He took up the form of a baby boy. He took up the form of a baby boy, whereby his devotees are very, very happy. And the devotees, they're able to have interaction with him. They're able to have interaction with the Lord. One, our Acharya Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Pad, he mentioned that Lord Krishna has two activities. Lord Krishna has two nature. One nature is that of Savagya. Savagya means the knower of everything, the knower of the past, present, and future. That's Savagya. And Lord Krishna is that, is Savagya. Omniscient, the knower of everything. And another of his quality is Mugdhata. Mugdhata means forgetfulness. The Lord Krishna forgot himself when he's been with devotees and having this relationship, this love relationship, whereby devotees, they feel superior. They feel superior, that they want to chastise Krishna. They say, oh, Krishna, you've been naughty. So therefore, I'm going to tie you up today because you have been naughty. As a child. And when Krishna hear this, he will start crying that, oh, mata, mommy, don't beat me. I promise you, I will not do it again. I promise I will not, please don't beat me. And then, in making a plea to Mother Yashoda, Krishna will be shedding tears from his eye. He'll be shedding tears from his eye, and this tear, and he will be rubbing his eye. He'll be rubbing his eye, and the tear from his eye will mix with the mascara, the ointment that have been put on his eye. So when Krishna is feeling this, he's actually feeling it just like ordinary human being. It's not that, oh, I am God, and who are you to chastise me? Who can chastise God? This is the God, whereby the fear personify all the controllers of the universe. They cannot even bear to stand in his presence. The controllers of the universe, local palace, they fear to be in the presence of the Lord. So the same Lord who is feared by all the great personalities, even by Brahma, Shivaji, he is there being commanded by his devotee in Vrindavan. When they tell him, Krishna, you've been naughty today, you have to be punished. And Krishna is crying and said, no, don't punish me. I promise you I will not do it again. Tears coming from his eye. So according to our Acharya, he said actually Lord Krishna is actually genuinely feeling it. It's not that he's just pretending to be a child, that is always, it's always God. It's not that he's just pretending to be a child yet. Not mine, is God's whole nature. That he said the Christian actually feeling it just like ordinary child will be. He's feeling it. Because this potency of mugdata, forgetfulness, it has come into play. That potency is another of the lost potency. But when that potency is needed, it comes into play. Whereby the Lord forget everything. He forgot himself as being the supreme personality of Godhead. And then he start playing with the coward boys of Vrindavan. They have so many games which they play. And sometimes this game, because when there is a contest, then there's the determination of who's the winner, who's the victor, or who's the loser. So there will be that, who's the winner, who's the loser. Just like one time when Krishna was he was playing ball. He was playing ball with his friends. They both playing ball together, throwing ball at each other and catching the ball and all that. And then one time, argument aroused between the two of them, between Krishna on one side and the friends on the other side, the cowherd friends on the other side. So big argument issue that, oh, I'm the one who's the winner. He said, you are not the one. So they didn't like this. I'm the one, you are not the one. So they are arguing with each other. And then there was one great sage who was actually present. He was witnessing this pastime, this lila. That is Devas Muni. So Devas Muni, because sometimes he comes to Vrindavan and we wander around, and he was a great sage because Devas Muni was an expansion of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva has many expansions, but Devas Muni was one of them. So when he was in Vrindavan wandering around, and he came to a spot where Krishna and his friend, they are arguing with each other. That, oh, I'm the one, who's the winner, not you. So they were arguing with each other. So Krishna asked the Devas Muni, they said, hey, Sadhu, what is your opinion of this? Who do you think is truthful? Who is the winner here? Who's the truthful here? So Krishna asked Devas Muni. So Devas Muni, he simply opened his mouth and was perplexed. He didn't know what to say. This is the law of performing such a confidential person with his dear devotee, who he had made them as cowherd boys. His dear devotees. So what is that thing we can call like a win or lose when it comes to Krishna and his devotees? Win or lose is not by a factor. So when Krishna asked Devas Muni, and the cowherd boy asking her, hey, Sadhu, Baba, tell us. So he could not say anything. He simply opened his mouth. He just could not say anything. So Krishna and another cowherd boy, so they went to him. They simply pulling his beard. He has got along. So they pull his beard and say, oh, they said, this Sadhu, this Baba is too tired. He cannot give us, he cannot be a referee in this game. So they pull his hair, they smack him, pull his hair, his beard in another. But what can Devas Muni say? This is his Lord, the Lord Krishna, this is his Lord. So he simply left, and then he was absorbed in transcendental bliss, transcendental happiness. So this is the situation here. This pastime, the Lord. So and then one of the important thing, which Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, is that these pastimes, this childhood pastime, which the Lord performed, by which the Lord sometime will have to be begging his devotee that, mother, You know, you have to trust me. I cannot be naughty this time. Hmm? So this form of the law, this pastime, these particular activities, this only available only in Vrindavan, no other place. Because Vrindavan is an abode of sweetness. Everything is sweet in Vrindavan. Krishna's pastime is sweet. Krishna's name is very sweet. Krishna's float is very, very sweet. Krishna's friends are very, very sweet. Hmm? Madhura de Pate Akilan Madhura. So therefore, oh, king of sweetness. So Krishna is addressed as king of sweetness. Madhura de Pate Akilan Madhura. Venu Madhuram, Gita Madhuram, Leela Madhuram, Asha Madhuram, Madhura de Pate Akilan. So everything about Krishna is sweet. He's playing the flute. It's a pastime, Leela, form, everything about him. So this childhood pastime is very, very sweet. And these pastimes of the Lord, it's called Nitya Lila. These are eternal pastimes. Nitya Lila. The Lord's pastime is divided into two. One is eternal pastimes, Nitya Lila, and the other one is occasional pastime. Occasional. Occasional pastimes, I just forget the Sanskrit word for the occasional pastimes. Linda Lila, it goes on eternally. It goes on eternally, and it's normally performed from one universe to another. Which means this pastime, the Nitya Lila, when this pastime is finished in this particular universe, and then the Lord goes to another universe, then it begins and perform another same pastime, but in a different variation in another universe. So therefore, the Lila is eternal, is pastimes. But there are those occasional pastimes. This occasional pastime has to deal with the killing of the demons. So this is not eternal pastime. This is temporary pastime. It's occasional pastimes. The killing of the demons, or the assemble the men on the battlefield. So these are just occasional pastimes. They're not literally, they're not eternal pastimes. But devotee, they remember these pastimes. This is their sadhana. Part of the sadhana is called smaranam. Smaranam. Just imagine you are chanting your rounds. You are chanting your rounds. And he said that when we are chanting, it's very offensive to be inattentive. Why is it difficult? Why is it difficult to be attentive when chanting? Because the mind is full of so many, many things which has happened either in the same day or same year or to us or same universe. And then, so the devotees, what is it? Just time to think. I begin a sentence and I could not complete it. So, okay, okay, I can get it now. So we are chanting, and we cannot focus our mind chanting. We're thinking of so many, many things. Maybe many things are disturbing us that will make us unable to chant properly. We are supposed to fix our mind with a deep concentration while chanting. So how do we achieve that? How do we make ourselves very, very focused in chanting? How do we make ourselves? The simple method is to simply remembering the lost pastimes, the lost leelas. This is called Lila Smana. When this remembrance is there, when we are chanting, what happened? It just make the chanting very, very sweet. It makes the chanting very, very exciting because you are chanting the Lord, you are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. And you are simply thinking about Mother Yashoda chasing Krishna with the stick in her hand, and Krishna is running, you know, and crying with the tears in his eyes, crying and then begging Mother Yashoda, oh, don't beat me, don't beat me. Or Krishna taking his friends to the forest, and then they are playing so many games. Or Krishna killing particular demons. Now, it so happened that when Lord Krishna's perform, because it mentioned that every day during his pastime in Vrindavan, every day, when the Lord goes to the forest, along with the cowherd boys to herd the cows, normally there will be killing of demons. Because Kamsa always sending demons to kill Krishna. So every day Kamsa will send demons to kill Krishna. But those demons, they always been getting killed by Krishna. Krishna will always kill them in a very playful manner because everything he does is a playful. So Krishna will kill so many demons in the forest that particular day. And then at the end of the day, when Krishna and his friends, when they all go back to the Vrindavan town, village, and then they will be narrating of how Krishna, so this friend, they'll be narrating, they'll be telling the elder cowherd, the elder citizens, they'll be telling them that today Krishna killed this particular demon. Krishna killed this particular demon. They'll be telling them. Now, because this elder, because their mind is, because they never think of Krishna as God. Now they do so bad because during the naming ceremony of Krishna, when Gagamuni came to Vrindavan, into Gokul, and was telling Nanda Baba about Krishna, that this boy of yours, he has the same power as Narayan. He has the same power as Narayan. Now, Gagamuni knows that Krishna is God, is the supreme Lord. But he did not tell Nanda Baba that this Krishna, the thing that you is your child, is actually Narayan himself, is Vishnu, God himself. But he did not tell him that. Why? Because he knew that Krishna has a lila to perform. And he did not want to disturb the mood or the Lord's appearance to perform lila, which is devotees. Because his pastime in Vrindavan are done in a way that there is no sense of superiority there. No sense of superiority. Krishna was not regarded as God in Vrindavan. He was just regarded as a wonderful relatives. So when the boys come from the forest and they are telling the elderly Gopals, cowherd people that, oh, today Krishna killed this demon, or Trinavato, Agasura, Dhenukasura, the Krishna killed, and then they be narrating in their broken. It's like a broken language because they are not proficient in their speaking because they are a child. So in their broken language, they be telling how Krishna could kill a particular demon. So when the other cowherd people, when they heard this, so they will simply laugh. They simply say, oh, look at these children. They like to talk. Because they talk, the children, they blah, blah, they chop all the time. That's what they do. So they just say, oh, this child, they just want to talk. That's all. Say, oh, Krishna kill a demon. Oh, okay. But they will never take it serious. Now, if there is some pastime whereby they actually witness Krishna's extraordinary power, such as the lifting of the Govardhan hill on his little finger for 7 days and 7 nights. So when they actually witness this, they will say, oh, our Krishna is so wonderful. Our Krishna is so wonderful. And Nanda Maharaj will say that, yes, my Krishna is wonderful because Gagamuni said during his naming ceremony that this child of mine will have the same power as Narayan, will have the same power as God. So therefore, this is the prediction of the Gagamuni, and this prediction is coming true. That yes, my child is killing many, many demons, but because he has been specifically endowed with by Lord Narayan. Or sometimes, or Nanda Maharaj will say, because Nanda Maharaj, he was a worshipper of Narayan. He has a Narayan deity in his house. On his altar, he worshipped Lord Narayan. Now, of course, Krishna is the source of Narayan. But Krishna has appeared as Nanda Maharaj's son. Now, when Nanda Maharaj see some of Krishna's activities, he will say, oh, especially when a demon has been killed. So Nanda Maharaj will say that my boy has been protected by Lord Narayan because of my worship of Lord Narayan. So therefore, my boy is being able to kill all these demons because Lord Narayan is protecting him, is helping him. Therefore, he's able to kill all these demons. Now, there's one activity which actually amazes Rabbi Jabasi. So it was, so one time, I think it was one of it's called Chaitra Purnima. This was before Chaitra Purnima. Every Brijabasis, they've all observed Ekadasi. They've all observed Ekadasi, every Brijabasi. And then normally Ekadasi you fast, and then the next day, at a particular time of the day, you're supposed to perform some ritualistic activities and then break the fast. So in order to do this, so Nanda Maharaj, early the next morning, on the morning of Dwadasi, he went to Yamuna River to bathe. He went to Yamuna River to bathe as part of the ritual that need to be done for this observance of which I just concluded. So he went to Yamuna to bathe, but the spot where he was bathing, this was actually the spot where Varuna and his servant associate stays. Varuna. So when the Varuna servant, when they saw Nanda Maharaj bathing, so they immediately arrested him because no human being was supposed to come there. So they immediately arrested him, and then they took him down to below the river. They took him down to the abode of Varuna, the river god, the water god, Varuna. So they took him to the his abode, and then then Varuna kept him. It's like being held hostage by Varuna and his servant. But immediately Varuna realized that, oh, this is Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father. What has my associate, what have they done by arresting Nanda Maharaj and bringing him here? And he started thinking, oh, what's going to happen now? If Krishna should know this is going to be the end of me, the end of all of us. So when in Vrindavan, Krishna came to know what's happened to came to know what has happened to his father, that his father has been arrested by Varuna associate. So immediately Krishna went to Yamuna. He went to the spot, and then to the spot where Varuna was staying. So immediately Krishna dived into the water and went to the abode of Varuna. So when Varuna saw Krishna, immediately arranged himself, immediately organized. First of all, he made sure that Krishna did not see his father being under arrest. He made sure. And then immediately he prepared a wonderful worship ceremony for Lord Krishna. So he and his associate, they worship Lord Krishna. With so many elements, because now to the demigod, Krishna is God, is the Supreme Lord. So they worship him a lot there. They gave him elaborate worship. So when they were giving this elaborate worship, in the meanwhile, Ananda Maharaj, he saw what is happening. He saw how Krishna was being worshipped by these demigods. So he became perplexed. He became amazed. He said, oh, look, this is my son. How come this demigod, they are worshiping my son like this? And then with the fear, Varuna, so fearful, presented Krishna's father to Lord Krishna. And then, because he didn't want Krishna to be angry at him. So in the meanwhile, so Krishna left the place along with his father back to Gokul, back to Braj. And then Ananda Maharaj, he gathered all the cowherd men together. He started telling them what he has witnessed. He said, oh, my dear friends, you all cannot just believe what I just saw. You all cannot be what I just saw, because I just saw my son, Krishna, was being worshipped by so many demigods. Varuna, his associate, they were giving him elaborate worship. This is amazing, So when when Ananda Maharaj narrated this to the Vajibasi, to the elder men, so all of them, they started saying, is there something about Krishna that you're not telling us? The Vajibasi, they're asking Ananda Maharaj this one, that is there something about Krishna that you're not telling us? Because we ourselves, we've noticed that Krishna performs so many extraordinary activities. Is there something that you don't tell us about him? Tell us. So Ananda Maharaj said, well, no, Krishna is just my son. But yes, during this naming ceremony, Gagamuni said that my Krishna, we have the same power as Narayana. We just be as good as Narayana. So whatever you are seeing, this demon being killed by him, or what I just saw, this is just a fulfillment of the prediction of Gagamuni. So therefore, which means, even though when they have the reason to believe that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, still the Vajrabasis, they will not. Because two aspects of the Lord, one is called Madhurya, and the other one is called Aishwarya. So because in outside of Vrindavan, like Mathura, Dwarka, or everywhere else, the Lord is known by his Aishwarya nature, by his opulence nature, being the supreme, who's been the possessor of all the opulences. It's known by that. Whereas in Vrindavan, the Lord is known only by his sweetness, this Madhurya. And every devotees of Vrindavan, they are under that only. They are under this Madhurya. So therefore, just like Srila Prabhupada was mentioning at the beginning of the purport, that the way to worship Krishna is following the footsteps of the Prijapassis, because they are the real worship of Lord Krishna. So Srila Vishnu Chakrabarti, he had composed a verse which actually basically summarizes the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. He composed this verse. He said, Aradio Bhagavan Brajesa Tanayata Dama Brindabanam Ramyaka Chirupasana Bhajabadu Bhagena Ya Kapita Shima Bhagavatam Pramanam Mamalam Prima Pumato Maham Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tata Daruna Para. That it is the conclusive opinion of Lord Chaitanya that Sri Krishna, who is Brajendra Nandana, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, the topmost worshipable deity. So which means, who is to be worshipped? Only Krishna is to be worshipped. Aradio. Aradia means to worship. Who is to be worshipped? Krishna to be worshipped. And in what form? As he is in Vrindavan, as the son of Nanda Maharaj, is to be worshipped. And then Vrindavan Dham, which is an expansion of Krishna, and it's non-different from him, is the highest worshipable abode. So which means the Lord Krishna is Vrindavan, the third Dharma Vrindavanam, which means the highest worshipable abode, which means the worship of the Vrajabasi also be the method of our worship of Krishna. Because that worship is based on sweetness. It's based on sweetness. And that's why the Goswamis of Vrindavan, headed by Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, this is what they've come to teach us. This is what they come to teach us, how to worship Krishna in the transcendental loving mode, in the loving way. Not in the mood of Lakshmanarayana, no. Because the mode of Lakshmanarayana is the mode of opulence, whereas Krishna Vrindavan is based on sweetness, madhurya. And then the gopis of Vrindavan, they are the highest example of the worship of Sri Krishna. So therefore, who is the best example of worshippers of Lord Krishna? The gopis. Why? Because the gopis, they give up everything that is dear to everyone in this material world to be with Krishna in the middle of the night. They give up what is there on the family members, the children, the society, the prestige, status. They give up all these things. And then they give all this and they run out in the middle of the night to be with Krishna. They ran in the middle of the night to be with Krishna, and they perform so many, many wonderful activities together. So which means what's most there to oneself in this world, this is what the gopis, they give up all these things. They said, to her with children, to her with family members. What is all these things? We are simply interested to be made servant of Lord Sri Krishna. That's our only interest. That's our only interest. Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless evidence for knowing the absolute truth. So which means by the study of Bhagavatam, this truth will come to be known. This truth will come to be known by the study of Bhagavatam. And they mentioned here, Krishna Prema is the fifth and the highest goal of life. The highest goal of life is to attain love of Krishna, following the footsteps of the Brajabasi. Krishna Prema is the fifth and highest goal of life. So these are the teachings of Chaitanya Prabhu in a nutshell, which Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, which he had composed, summarizes the teachings of Chaitanya Prabhu. And we know that Chaitanya Prabhu, in his last 12 years, when he was on earth in Jagannath Puri 500 years ago, he was simply absorbed in this loving feelings, loving separation of Lord Krishna, while in the mood, following the moods of the Brajabasi, who will simply cry for Krishna, day in, day out, all day, all night, cry for Krishna. Oh Krishna, where are you? Whereby the gopis, they cannot even tolerate a single moment of separation from Krishna. Because sometimes, when Krishna will be in front of them, and then they will be beholding his beauty. They will be beholding his beauty, and when they behold this beauty of Krishna, they will, because sometimes when you're, the eyes blink sometimes. So they will get disturbed because they see that their eyes blinking. And this blinking of an eye, it's not tolerable, it's not tolerated by them. They say, what is this? The eye is blinking. And then they will start chastising the creator Brahma. That this creator Brahma is such an incompetent creator, such an incompetent. He's so incompetent because he has created this eye. Therefore, he gave us two eyes. That's all he gave us. Instead of covering our whole body with eyes, so that we can be seeing Krishna continuously. He only gave us two eyes instead of giving us bunches, making all our body, the whole body to be full of eyes. And then the two eyes is always blinking. And this blinking, even though it may take fractions of a moment, but this blinking, we cannot see Krishna continuously. So therefore, these ladies, the gopis, they be chastising Brahmaji. They're such a fool, such an incompetent creator. What has he done? What has he done? So therefore, performing devotional activities, following the footsteps of the Brajabasis is the recommendation. This is called Raganuga Bhakti, spontaneous loving feelings. Raganuga Bhakti. So normally in the realm of Bhakti, there are two things. One is Vaidhi, and the other one is Raganuga. Vaidhi is to follow rules and regulations. And then Raganuga is the spontaneous, when everything becomes spontaneous. Of course, in the beginning, we cannot just jump up to Raganuga Bhakti, whereby we start having we start thinking that now we have become as good as the inhabitants of Vrindavan, those who actually love Krishna. So therefore, it's not something that can just be imitated. It cannot be imitated. That's why the Vaidhi Bhakti, one has to begin from Vaidhi Bhakti. The Vaidhi means the one whereby in the beginnings, one find a devotee, a great devotee of the Lord, one associate with him, and one start serving him, one start making inquiry, questionings, and then one begin to associate with this person who actually engages one in the devotional service of the Lord, following the rules and regulations. And by this following the rules and regulations as given by a competent guru, so eventually the heart, which has become hard since time immemorial, it becomes cleansed. It becomes cleansed of all sinful tendencies. Then the heart becomes very, very soft. So when the heart is soft, it's at that time that one starts knocking on the door of Raganuga Bhakti. This is time one starts knocking on the door of Raganuga Bhakti. This is time when tears will start coming from to the eyes, I'll be falling incessantly. Thereby was simply crying, oh Krishna, your name is so sweet. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you, my dear Krishna? And then eventually, one simply cannot tolerate any form of materialistic activities, any form of materialistic association anymore. It becomes intolerable that one wants to run to be in the association of great devotees who are simply absorbing the Harikatha, in discussing the lost pastimes, the lost activities, and engaging in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, while following the footsteps of the Prithivasis. So it's actually a very nice verse, which Srila Prabhupada nicely commented on. It's very, very wonderful verse, this Bhagavatam verse which we are reading today. Talking about the Krishna in his childhood activities, how sometimes when Krishna as a child, he would want something, and in order to get it, he would cry, say, hey, I want this, I want this, I want this. If he doesn't get it, we cry for it, and once he gets it, then we smile. And Prabhupada was comparing that to the normal childhood, activities. When a child wants something, a child lie on the ground, start tapping the ground, and say, I want this, I want this. And, the child normally get what they want. They normally get what they want. It's only, when the person start growing up, then they start getting chastisement. But the child, they get what they want. So Krishna becomes the joy of all the Brajavasis, become their joy. And sometimes the elderly gopis of Vrindavan, the elderly women, they will call Krishna. Krishna, when I'm a very small child, like 2 years old, that time. So they will call him, say, oh, Krishna, we want to give you some laddu. Do you want some laddu? So Krishna will be very happy to receive laddu. And then they will tell Krishna that we're going to give you laddu if you simply dance for us. If you simply dance for us, we will give you laddu. And then they will start singing, clapping their hand, so that Krishna can dance. So they will start, and of course, when they are singing, what are they singing about? They're only singing about Krishna Lila. Govinda Damo Dharma Daveti, Govinda Damo Dharma Daveti, Govinda Damo Dharma Daveti. And then there's so many wonderful lila which you find there, which have been composed by so many of our acharyas like Biba Mangataku, Jade Goswami. They've composed many beautiful songs describing Lord Krishna's loving lila. So the Brijavasi ladies, the elderly ladies singing this song, and then Krishna will be dancing. He'll be, even sometimes he'll be slapping his, his armpit to show his strength to the elderly. And then everybody will be laughing. They'll be full of joy, this way. So this lila pastime is eternal pastime. It's a nitya lila. It's eternal pastimes of the Lord. Now, among many relationships, there are four main relationships that are there in the spiritual world. So these four relationships are Santaras. No, not Santa. Santa is not really considered a relationship. There's a Dasharas, there's Sakyaras, there is Vatsayaras, and then there's Madhuyaras. So Dasha means the servant, whereby where one sees oneself as a servant of Krishna. And then the next one is Sakya, friendship. One sees oneself as a friend of Krishna, and this friendship is always on equal terms. There's no one is feeling superiority. Krishna does not feel superior to his friends. So therefore, they're able to have this loving pastime within. And then Vatsaya means the parental relationship, which the Lord has with his parents. Parental. And then there is the topmost, of course, is Madhuyaras, the lovers, the love, and Madhuya means the conjugal relationships. Now, in all these relationships, as explained by Nadamuni in the Brave Octamita, all these relationships which devotees have, devotees, they actually feel satisfied with any one of these relationships. Whatever relationship they are having, they are satisfied with it. Full satisfaction, not just ordinary satisfaction. Because in that particular house which they are situated in, they are enjoying this ultimate transcendental bliss with it. So it's not that somebody say he has a servant-master relationship today, and then tomorrow he will desire to be a friend, or next day he will desire to be adversarial. No. Whatever relationship devotees have, that relationship they become fit. This is called staiba. Staiba means it's a permanent affair, permanent relationship. It's called staiba. It's a permanent thing. Devotees are satisfied in that particular relationship. There's no other hankering for that. So therefore, the Lord reciprocate accordingly. The Lord Krishna, he reciprocates accordingly, according to the particular mode which his devotees have. And so therefore, this relationship with the Lord is nitya lila, eternal activities. It's not temporary, it's eternal. They have this eternal form of it. They are one devotee, just like in Vrindavan, we have one group of devotees. We call them Pustimag. So this is Sampradaya called Pustimag. And this Pustimag Sampradaya, they worship a form of Krishna, which is a baby form. It's called, what is that? Balgopa. It's a form of baby Krishna, whereby he was, holding a laddu baby Krishna. So this is their object of worship. This is their vastu, the object of worship. And they eternally in that mood only to worship Krishna as this baby who's holding a laddu. It's called Balgopa. Very, very, very sweet. So, and there are other Sampradaya who also have other relationship that they worship. And of course, we Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we worship Radha and Krishna, which is the form of, which is Madhurya Ras. So, which is Madhurya. That's, but in that worship, what is our attainment in that worship? Our attainment is what we call Manjari Bhav. Manjari Bhav. It's not that we want to become Krishna's gopi friend, like Srimati Radharani and all our female associates, they are called gopis, Shakis. It's not that the Gaudiya Vaishnava's aspiration is not to be one of the Shakis, but the aspiration is to become Manjari. Manjari means birds, like a bird, like leaves of a tree. The leaves of a tree, the leaves, that's called Manjari. So what does this Manjari do? What they do is they assist. They assist Radharani. They assist in the, all the Sakis, Radharani's friend. They assist them in pleasing Lord Krishna, which means whatever they need. If Radharani want to decorate Krishna with a flower garland, so the Manjari, they will go to the forest. They will gather all the flowers, and they will make the garland and present it to Radharani, who will then offer it to Krishna. And by doing so, oceans of bliss is gotten. One become absorbed in the ocean of bliss. deep, much deeper than the ocean. The kind of bliss, the kind of happiness that one lives. So anyway, this purpose actually brings is bringing so many things. Because Prabhupada is talking about the Brajabasi worship. So this purpose is bringing so many things that is bringing. I could actually go on and on, and it can take different variations also. But I have a class which I have to give in the next 10 minutes. This Bhagavatam challenge, I'll be speaking tonight on the Dhruva Maharaj. So I'm going to start at 10 p.m. So some of you can get on that. You can connect to that also. If you have the link. If you don't have the link, maybe I can put the link here. If you don't have the link, I can put the link here. So I'm going to stop here. If there's any question, you can please ask. But again, I have to stop at 10 o'clock my time, which means 10 minutes from now, I have to stop. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. It's great to share Prabhu. Thank you so much for making time with us, even though you have lots of engagements. Yes. Devotees, if anyone may have something to ask or share, please, you may do so before Prabhuji leaves for his
I know.
other engagement.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Share the link. Okay.
Well,
just calling me.
Okay,
yeah.
Before you leave, since you're here, and it's very interesting and amazing at the same time, you talked about Lila Smaranam, that when we're chanting and we lose focus, we should try to remember the pastimes of the Lord to bring our mind back. And there is one devotee, you probably know him, he's called Lila Smaranam.
I know him from Cleveland, right?
From Cleveland, yes. Thank you so much.
That was a friend of mine. I know him.
Yes. Himself and his wife, Mother Parvati, who has spoken on this platform once.
I preached to Parvati Devi.
Yes.
I preached to her in Parvati.
Yeah, thank you. So we are very much sorry to announce to you all and whoever may be listening to this katha that on Radhastami night, Lila Smaranam and Mother Parvati, they lost one of their sons. His name was Keshava Murti. Keshava Murti Das. He left his body in his sleep. We do not know the details yet, but that is what we know so far. So we are humbly requesting all the devotees to kindly pray for this wonderful, beautiful departed soul, Keshava Murti Prabhu, and also for the parents who are left here who are going through this pain of separation. So this is our humble request that Lila Smaranam Prabhu and Mother Parvati have lost their beloved son, Keshava Murti Prabhu, the night of Radhastami. So you may all offer your well wishes, good wishes, and prayers to this family. Hare Krishna.
So, okay.
Yes.
So
you are on the dab, please, you may pray for them. We also do our little praying for them.
Okay.
It's a very difficult moment.
Yeah, I remember when she lost her child, our son also in India.
In India, yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
anyway, if we have a nice destination, it's next life.
Thank you.
The destination. So anybody want to ask a quick question?
Madhava Prabhu, please, you may go ahead.
Hare Krishna and Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I just want, Hare Krishna, thank you very much. I just want to thank you for taking so much trouble and giving out this lecture.
Yeah.
And I won't want to overburden you because of your tight schedule. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madhava Prabhu, because as much as he's exhausted, he has another engagement right from here. The life of a devotee. Oh, Krishna. So I think we may bring this to a close so that Prabhuji may move on to his other engagement. Today is Friday, end of the week. We pray and hope that the Parampara, the Vaishnava devotees will help protect us all through the weekend and bring us back together next week, Monday, so we may have the opportunity to hear Krishna and his devotees Katha. So on this note, we're going to humbly request.
And by the way, does
Okay.
anybody know about this 21-day Bhagavatam reading challenge? Does anybody knows about it?
No.
I mean, if you have been on the, it's been advertised on this platform, the Hare Krishna Africa platform, because this reading challenge is actually for the African devotees audience. Oh, you all don't know about it? This 21-day reading challenge?
I think I had seen a flyer like that on the WhatsApp page some time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, myself, Shivas Prabhu, Bhatti Charudeshna, I think Damodara Maharaj also, and some few men of Africa, they are going to be speaking on the platform. Different day, of course. So I'll be speaking today and next week. So I'm just going to forward you. I'm going to forward you the link now.
Okay.
So I'm going to put on your WhatsApp
Page.
to your WhatsApp, and then you can share with other devotees who may want to link to it. Let me see. So,
Ishwara Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, before you go, I just wanted to ask, you might know this devotee, Makana Taskara.
Yes, of course I know. It was with us in Lagos.
Yeah. I have been having communication with him in the last couple of days, and then he's been sharing the pastimes of those early days with me. Yeah. So I just felt I should.
Yeah, he came in 1982.
I should mention to you. I know you must be knowing him.
Yeah, he came in 82.
So,
yeah, we were preached together. Yeah, of course I know him.
Yeah, such a nice devotee, right?
You should invite him to the platform to speak.
Okay, I'll do so. That's why I'm asking you, because I wanted to know if you know him. So I'll invite him to speak on the platform.
Yeah, I'll invite him to speak.
I'll do so.
He's a proper disciple.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
They are waiting for me on the other side. So Sadhe Prabhu has put on your WhatsApp.
Okay. So thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. So dear devotees, please you may all unmute, and then we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to express our appreciation to our revered speaker, His Grace Ishwara Prabhu Jai. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarindhyascha
Kripa Sindhya Sevasya,
Salam Pavanabhyo Vishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
His Grace Ishwara Das Prabhu ki Jai. This confounder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.